Hello, everyone. I am delighted to be joined today by Kristi Pastore, founder and CEO of CultureWorks HR in Marietta, California, sunny, beautiful Southern California. And her company provides fractional and integrative HR, recruiting, and consulting to businesses to help operationalize culture in their organizations, which we all know helps improve productivity and retention and just joy in the workplace. And with her 25 plus years of expertise in organizational culture, leadership development, and HR, she brings passion and experience to companies to help them redefine and enhance their organizational culture and purpose to help them reach their goals. So welcome, Kristi. Delighted to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, of course. What you and your team do, very, very important with, how the industry continues to change and fluctuate. So it's nice to know that you and your team are in business owners and executives' corners, as we were talking about before we got
it.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like California is keeping us in business and now we're going national. So I love what we do and being a business owner advocate for sure.
Great. And so you started in Southern California and now California. Now it sounds like you're continuing to grow nationally and you've got this great team. So what would you attribute your growth to?
Oh my gosh. All the people that have really helped me get here, honestly. I think my peers, my team members, I think I've always known that I didn't want to be a solopreneur or on my own. So I always knew it was, I needed a team of people. So I think I can contribute my growth to really the people that have helped me get here, like the team, my peers. I mean, I know how to build teams. I know how to build cultures, but I definitely didn't come with experience of building a business and operating a business. So I've had a lot of help along the way from mentors and peers and all my team members that believed in the vision.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And, what I found is that the HR community, you are so well connected to each other and it seems very supportive of each other. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think HR people are unique in the sense that they really do want to be collaborative and brainstorm together and really share best practices. So I think it's a great industry to be part of.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And then alternately, what would you say have been your biggest challenges so far in your journey?
Definitely the biggest challenges have been dealing with external factors as we call them, dealing with the market, dealing with economic times. And I think learning how to navigate those as a team, learning how to navigate those as a business owner. I think those have been the challenges is, what's transpired in the last 3 to 4 years and how that's really impacted the business internally, whether that's, talent, not wanting to be at a small company sometimes, which makes a lot of sense, from maybe their lens and perspective. Sometimes it's definitely been, I think the economic times that we've experienced in the last 4 years, as far as the ebbs and flows of HR and whether people need it or want it, has been really exciting to see the upward trajectory of that. But it's definitely been a challenge to kind of sell the value of HR and what that looks like. And so I think overcoming that has been really exciting and fun. Mm-hmm. I would say those are the biggest ones.
Yeah. And what do you think are some of the common misconceptions of starting a business or running a business, and how do you address those?
Yeah, I think it's the biggest misconceptions are probably that it's easy. I mean, when I left one business in March 2020. And I definitely didn't realize when I started this one in April 2020 what I was up against, but I for sure didn't realize what I had built on the other side and how efficiently and effectively it was running and how hard that would be to kind of replace that and duplicate that in the new business and restart. So I always say like rebranding was amazing, but I don't know if I would have just hit like stop and let me start over.
Yeah.
So I would, honestly speaking, I think that was definitely something I didn't anticipate is the operational part of what I knew I could rebuild.
Yeah. Well, and the premise is, to ultimately business is supposed to give you more life, not suck the life out of you. Right. But also, you're not, the idea of business has changed where it's not necessarily, building a job for yourself anymore. It's about building something bigger and that, essentially could potentially run without you, but that you have this great team who believes in the vision and the goals and the future. And so, starting over, it's once you can build one business successfully, you can build any business. But if you are starting from scratch, yeah, I mean, there's going to be work involved. And it's like, okay, here we go. And what worked before might not work now, but you test and measure. And it sounds like that's been very exciting for you.
Yeah, I love building. I love building teams and kind of helping operationalize the vision for sure. Mm-hmm. So just the awareness of like, oh crap, there's a lot more that I didn't anticipate. And really on the operational side. So I think it's very typical with a lot of founders and people that are great at their technical trade. And then they get into business and they're like, well, crap, it's more than like doing the technical trade or selling the technical trade. It's all the back end stuff that you don't really think about.
Yes. Yeah.
Or that I didn't think about.
Yeah. You mentioned, that you knew that you were good at the work, right? The technical work, but that the running of the business or growing of the business, that's where it's been more of a challenge, but also, you're up for it. And that's, entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart, but it's also about perseverance. That's what entrepreneurship is. So it's pretty cool. And you keep growing. I mean, you're like, we're going national. So it's just, never giving up and that determination. I love it. I love it. So, what advice, I guess, then would you give business owners regarding growing the business or operationally or even financial?
Yeah. Great question. I think it's the same thing that I would give like my client companies advice for, which it's like making sure you not only have a vision, but you have the structure and the mechanics in place to support the vision. So for me, that was really, it's aligning ownership partnerships. So if you have a partner, what does that look like as far as, are you guys aligned on visions? Are you aligned with the growth trajectory and strategy? Yeah. And that's definitely where I haven't done great at aligning that on the front end. Mm-hmm. I think structurally, it's really important to make sure you have the people and the talent in place if you're in a scale to really be able to execute the business deliverables that you have. So that's what I would say is making sure you're talking to the partnership or the other owner operators that you're working with and making sure that you have a solid structure and foundation to really operationalize the vision.
Yeah. And everybody's aligned.
Totally. I mean, when I left my first business, it was definitely a growth alignment opportunity for me. I knew I wanted, to really have a legacy business where I could move up, to the board and have passive income at some point. And I knew I wanted to teach what I did and have a team that I could help build HR practitioners, so to speak. So my whole vision was really building people and building teams and getting to the other side of like not being the magic. And that's a very different vision for someone that might want a lifestyle business, really high margins, not investing a lot of capital. And so I think it's just a different approach. Neither is right or wrong, but it's definitely something to be aligned on.
Yeah, absolutely. And your understanding your personal goals and in a partnership, right? That you have your personal goals, but ultimately, how can this business fuel those personal goals for both of you? And are you aligned and on the same page? Yes, absolutely. And in vision, talk to me a little bit more. I'm very curious when you talk about operationalizing vision. What does that mean?
For me and for our company, that really means we're operationalizing the purpose, the people, and the process of what the company vision is. So It's understanding really the purpose of the goals. Like you said, where is the company trying to get to, or where is maybe the owner trying to get to, and understanding what their purpose is. And then really making sure that we're aligning people and structure with that, and the right process as far as work processes, cultural, like company culture. If you're a learning organization, do you have capacity for your team to learn throughout their day? So really setting up the right people and processes that feed to the purpose of the goal, and understanding that, and really taking it full circle, to me, is really operationalizing it all.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fantastic. So people have a plan of what it looks like and the timeline versus, running, it's facts over feelings, right? So it's, going. That's fantastic. One of the interviews that I did, he, when talking about decision making, and he was talking about how, in the business growth that he's had, he's at a point now where he has bigger challenges. It's not just putting out fires and things in the day-to-day anymore, these bigger challenges. So when he gets opportunities, or when a bigger challenge comes up, in helping him make a decision, what helps him is getting back to the mission and getting back to the vision. And so, I don't think when you're in the day-to-day, as an entrepreneur or business owner, it's getting out of the weeds. Like, where are we going? Where are we headed? And that's so powerful. That's something that you help people to do, because it is so important.
Yeah, it's like everything that your interviewee said. I mean, I think that's so on point. I think that's creating a great culture. It's like, if you're in the weeds and you can't see the forest through the trees, how do you step back and reassess? And we love that. I mean, to me, it's all about value alignment, and whether you're aligned with, what's making you happy in your day-to-day, whether you're role aligned and value aligned with the people you're working with, and all of that. So having that mission and vision and purpose is so important.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Yeah.
I feel like we could talk about this all day.
I know.
So
I just want to brainstorm with you and collaborate.
Right? Yeah. Let's just get it recorded and then we can hear everybody. No, we'll have to talk offline. But if you're curious and you want to learn more, then we're going to give Kristi's information here shortly. But out of curiosity, then where do you see Culture Works in 5 years? What's next?
I definitely see triple the client size and more team members, us national, and just us really being able to impact more small to mid-sized companies. So I see just a growth trajectory of what we're kind of targeting being accomplished. All of our client, most of our business coming from client referrals, most of our employees coming from employee referrals. So really, really that's my end game, so to speak, is me being on the board for the company, and then really having clients and team members feed our business from good work and impact that we've done.
Great. Awesome. And so how can people get in touch with you or with CultureWorks?
They can go to our website at www.cultureworkshr.com. They can look me up on LinkedIn. They can text me, they can call me, however they want to get in touch with us. But I would love to get in touch with anyone that might be interested in how to operationalize their culture a little bit more.
Great. And the first step would be to have a call with you, or how does the process start?
Great question. So we typically do our sales cycle is typically between 3 to 5 meetings or discovery sessions, where we really get to know the client. They can get to know us. It's really important to me. My team only works with about 10 to 15 clients at one time. So it's super important to me that we have great partnerships, and our average tenure continues to be 3+ years for our clients. So it's important to me to make sure we're aligned with the way we do business, the way they do business, and making sure that there's alignment with the skill set of our team members we're integrating into their companies as well. So it is a pretty lengthy process, but we do move it very quickly because we want to make sure we're going to be happy.
Right. Oh, it's very, very important when you're going to be you're a partner in this. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a great fit for both of you. That's fantastic. So you heard it here, and I'll put the information in the description as well. So please get in touch with Kristi and or her team at CultureWorks. And Kristi, thank you so much for your time and your expertise. It's such an important topic. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me and your time as well. I feel honored to even be here. So thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next time. Take care.